Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to learn everything about HTML. Now the approach that we are going to use in this video is learn by doing. So basically I have a site that I have developed. Basically it's a resume. So what we will be doing is we will be developing that resume from scratch, right? And in betweens we will be covering all the important topics related to HTML, that is ordered list and tables and all different things. And one more thing to note is in this video we are not going to cover any CSS because this video is totally about HTML. So if we need to even do any alignment or any kind of functionality of CSS if you also want, then we will do at a later part, or we will try to do it with HTML only. So this is going to be a very basic video. Even if you are a newcomer or a fresher who do not know HTML, then also you can watch this video. So let's start with the video now. Also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, as we regularly update interview related and also computer science related stuff on our channel, data structure related videos. So you can check the playlist section of our channel to explore more such videos. Let's start with today's video now. So basically let's see what we are going to develop. So this is something which we are going to develop. This is a portfolio website or a resume website, you can say. So we are going to see everything in detail, how to basically develop this kind of site and how can we even host it, right? So we will even look about how to host this site on the internet, so that if we have the link, we can share that link with anyone, and that person can also visit our site. So we will see everything in detail. So basically you can see that there is an image, and then there is some content of it. Then there is a section where we have displayed the education information of the person, work experience of the person, the skill sets of the person, so on and so forth. So it is not mandatory that you also develop the similar kind of site. You can also explore with the functionalities that we are going to learn in the video, and then you can develop it according to your own needs. Also, there are some added pages to it. So you can see there is a section called as hobbies, and when I click on hobbies, it is taking me to another page where hobbies are mentioned, and also the hobbies are in links. So all of this thing we are going to learn in this video. So you can see we have a contact page where we have taken a form, and also we have some of the contact details. Also we have a page called as practice where we have done some work. So all of this we are going to see in our video. So let's start with the video now. So how are we going to start? Basically, so what you need to do is, initially you need to create a folder. Okay, so I have created a folder, empty folder with the name HTML resume, right? So nothing is there at this moment in this folder. Now what I'm going to do is, so basically I'm going to code in VS Code. So you can take the code editor of your choice. If not, you can use VS Code, as VS Code provides very good functionality for coding. So let's open the VS Code now. So I am opening VS Code or Visual Studio Code, and what I am going to do next is I am going to open my this folder that I have created, that is HTML resume in VS Code. So I am going to close all the open files that I have and then okay, so file, open folder, and I'm going to search for my folder which is HTML resume, and now I'm going to select this folder and open it in VS Code. And now you can see that this folder is open, but you can see the content, there is nothing mentioned because this is empty, because till now we have not created any files. Now let's start with the file creation. So initially the file that we are going to create is index.html. Now index.html has its own value attached to it. So because we always initialize or set the name of our first file as index.html, so that the browser gets to know, or the site where we are hosting our website, it gets to know from which file the site needs to get loaded. So let's start with the index.html. Now what we are going to do is we are going to start our coding side by side by looking at this structure of ours, so that we are going to develop a similar kind of website. Now let's start with the initial steps. So whenever we start with our HTML coding, initially we need to set our boilerplate. So if you do not know what is boilerplate, what you can do is, I'm going to not explain everything about each and every tag and everything in detail. What you can do is, you can go to the MDN web docs or W3 school HTML doc type MDN HTML. Okay, so it will tell me what does it mean by HTML doc type in HTML, right? So you can see doc type is a declaration and all the information about doc type HTML basically. So this is how you can read the documentation of HTML on the internet. So there are two main sites as I explained. One is W3 schools and the other one is MDN docs. So we have just visited MDN docs, other one is W3 schools. Let's see that also. Doc type, and now I'm going to write W3 school, and on this site also you can see the similar kind of documentation. So you can visit any of these two and it will provide a lot of information required for a particular tag or element or attribute. Okay, so we are not going to read the, so let's start with the code now. What we are going to do is, we are going to add the boilerplate first. For that I am going to hit exclamation mark, that is shift 1, and I am going to hit enter, and it will add the doc type boilerplate. Okay, now the initial thing that we need to do is, we need to provide the title to the our site. So basically if we see this on our site, the title is Mark's resume, you can see, right? So what we need to do is, for us a similar kind of title we need to add here. So I am going to add Mark Zuckerberg resume, and when I click on save, and now if I need to check how it is looking on the site, I can do it by two ways. Either I can install the extension Go Live in my browser itself in VS Code, open with live server. If you install that package, you can see open with live server and it will open your page, and then you can see the title is Mark Zuckerberg's resume. Otherwise, the other option that you can do is, you can go to the folder that we have. So we have our file in this folder. When you will try to open this index.html file, it will directly open in your browser and it will do the same thing. Okay, so you can follow anyway. The next thing that we need to get is, so you can see on our page, basically these things is the first section, whereas where one image is there, then some content is there, right? So let's try to achieve this first. So for getting the image, let's try that image in the body section. So there is a tag called image tag. We are going to put that now. Now let's include image at a later point of time. Before that, let's include some introduction part. So first of all, you can see that there is a heading for the name. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put an H1 or head level 1 heading with the name Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm going to hit save. So when you will visit this page, you can see the name is displaying, right? So the next thing is the role, Chief Executive Officer at Facebook. So in order to get this, what we are going to make use of is a paragraph tag. So I'm going to put a paragraph tag P, and I'm going to put the role, that is Chief Executive Officer at Facebook. So the role is now added, and now I'm going to click on save, and now let's see how is it displaying. So you can see that the role is displaying, but there is a little bit of difference in this role line and the one that we have entered just now. There are two things to notice. The Chief Executive Officer, these words are italicized, right? And Facebook is a link. So let's try to achieve this. So in order to make Chief Executive Officer italicized, we are going to make use of emphasize tag, that is EM tag. So if you are not aware of these tags, I would suggest you to visit the docs once and have a basic understanding of these tags. So I am going to put this emphasize tag here, and I'm going to put the content which I need to get emphasized, right? So I want Chief Executive Officer to be emphasized, so I'm going to hit Control X and Control V and Control Save. So let's see. So Chief Executive Officer is now italicized. Now let's make Facebook a link. So if you want to make something a link, what you make use of is a anchor tag, right? So anchor tag is the one that we are going to use now. So I have taken an anchor tag, and now I'm going to put this anchor tag here, and the word which I need to make anchor or a link, I'm going to put in between the opening and closing anchor tag. So Facebook will now be a link. Let's see. So you can see Facebook is now a link, but when I click on Facebook, it will not redirect me to anywhere, whereas on the actual site, when we click on Facebook, it will redirect me to the Facebook's home page. Now how can we do this? For doing this, we need the link of the home page of Facebook. So I'm going to take this link, I'm going back to my code section. Now here you can see that there is an attribute called as href. So I'm going to put that link here, and now when I click on save, and when I visit this, and when I'm going to click on this Facebook link, it will redirect me to the Facebook's home page. So this is how we will create a link. So basically, let's go back to our actual sites. So we have achieved this thing and these thing. The first two lines we have achieved. Now let's add this introduction section. So this is a basic introduction section. Let's achieve this. So what we are going to do is we are going to add another paragraph after this paragraph tag, and we are going to put that content of the brief introduction there. Let's see. So you can see the paragraph is now visible on the site. So before moving ahead, let's include the image also. Okay, so let's visit the image. So let's see how to include the image. We already have an image tag at the starting, but before that we need to download the image, right? So what you can do is you can go to the internet or Google, you can type Mark Zuckerberg or whatever the person for whom you are creating your site. You can download his image. So save image as, and you are going to click on save. So once your image is saved, what you are going to do is you are going to bring that image to your folder, which is HTML resume, right? So now I am going to bring that image here. So now I have brought my image here in the HTML resume folder. Now what I am going to do is I am going to rename it so that it will be easier to understand. I am going to rename it as image. Now I am going to hit save, so that this file is image.png. now let's go back to our coding section, and you can see that image is now displayed here under our folder. What I am going to do is under the source attribute, I am going to give the name of that image.jpg, right? And now I am going to hit save, and let's see if that image is visible on our screen. So you can see the image is now visible. Now before moving ahead, there is something called as alt attribute. So when this alt attribute is used, let's see that now. I am going to enter some text in between. So I am going to insert this is an image. Okay, so when this thing will be displayed, suppose if your image is not displayed properly, or if there is some problem with your image, if it is not loaded properly, or if the file directory that you have mentioned is wrong. So let me put the source as images, right? Now you know that our file name is image.jpg, but I have changed the file name. So let's control save, and let's see the display. So you can see in that case it will display the alternate text. So this is the use of alternate text. Let's go back and get back to the original part where we were. So you can see the image.jpg we have done. Now it is always a good practice to put the image inside the image folder and then attach it on our site. So we are going to follow the same practice. What I am going to do is I am going to create a new folder in this folder itself, and the name of that folder is going to be images. So if there are further images that we are going to include in our site, all of those images will lie under this image folder, right, images folder. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my image into this folder. So I have moved this. Now again, when I click on save and when I visit my site, you can see that image is not displayed because that path is not mentioned properly. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, there are two things that you can do is you can copy the path. So we need the path of the image, right? So we are going to copy the path and I'm going to paste it over here. But instead of doing this, what you can do is you can directly mention your folder name. So our folder name is images and then a slash and our actual file name, which is image.jpg, and when I control save, you can see that image is now displayed again. Now you can see this image is not properly sized. So what we are going to do is we are going to make use of paint and we are going to resize it, and again, in order to display it in this circular fashion, we are going to use an online site that you will see further in the video. Now let's go back and open paint. I am opening paint and I am going to open a file from our folder. So HTML resume is my file folder name. In that, this image I need to open it. I am opening this image and I am going to resize it. Okay, so let's resize it and make it a little bit small, maybe 180, and let's hit save. And now we have resized it, and now I am going to hit on control save. Now my file is resized. Now when I am visiting it and refreshing it, it has decreased a little bit, but at this point of time what we need is we need to make it circular, right? So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to visit one site. So in order to add the crop the image in a circle, what we are going to make use of is this website, cropcircle.imageonline.co. You will get this in the description box. So from that link you can access the site. Now what we need to do is we need to upload our image. So I am going to click on upload image and upload my image. And now I am going to focus on the section which I need on my site. So I am going to basically focus on the face area. And now I am going to crop this circle, and you can see that our image will look something like this. Now I am going to download this image. Once the image is downloaded, I am going to again take this image to my folder, and then I am going to include that over there. So once we have cropped our image in circle and downloaded it and again included in our desired folder, we have our site something looking like this. Now let's see what we need ahead. We need that our image and our content should reside side by side, right? It should be beside each other. Now in order to achieve this, what we can do is we can make use of CSS, but as already discussed, we are not going to see CSS in this video, as this video is only for HTML. So what we are going to do is we are going to make use of tables in HTML, right? Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a table, and in that this image will be considered as one column and this other content will be considered as another column, and both of these will reside in a single row. So let's see how we are going to achieve this. Basically, let's move ahead with our code to our code section. So I am going to create a table. So in that I am going to create a table row. So for that I am going to use the tag tr, and in that I need two columns, right? So for that I am going to use table data and table data. I need two columns, one for the image and other for the content. Now what I am going to do is I am going to put my image content in the first table data, and the rest of the content that I have, I will put that in the other table data, right? So I am going to hit save, and let's see how our site looks now. So you can see we have achieved most of the thing in the first section. Now the next thing is we have added a line over here. Now in order to add that line, what we need to do is we need to add a horizontal rule. So for that we have a tag called as HR. So when I hit enter that and visit my site again, you can see there is a horizontal rule. Okay, now moving ahead with our next section. Okay, so before moving ahead to the next section, you can see that there is a little bit of space in between the image and the content, but in on our side that we are developing, there is no space. So in order to add that, what we can do is we can make use of a attribute of table called as cell spacing, and what I am going to do is I am going to set it as 10 and hit save. Now let us visit our site. So you can see that the spacing is now included, right? So our now structure looks exactly same. Moving ahead, let's include this section now, which is of education. So for that, you can see that there is a heading education, which is a slightly smaller than this heading. So this heading was the level 1 heading, so we will include H3 or a 3 level heading in for education. Now below that we have 3 bullet points. Now in order to create bullet points, so bullet points comes under list, so we are going to create a list that will be an unordered list. Okay, so an unordered list will be represented by bullets and an ordered list will be represented by numbers. So we are going to create an unordered list. So let's go back to the code section now. So below horizontal rule, we need a H3 tag where we will put the heading education, and beneath that we need an unordered list where we will include 3 list items. Okay, so which will have basically the information about the education. So high schooling at particular school. The other will be another line of education attended Phillips Exeter Academy. I'm going to Control C and hit enter that, and the other line will be the third education, this one, and I'm going to enter this too. So once this is done, let's put a full stop here. I'm going to hit save, and let's see whether it is displaying on our page. So you can see the exact content is now displayed here, where I have included a level 3 heading for education and an unordered list for the 3 bullet points. Now we again need to have a horizontal rule. For that we are again going to put HR. So HR for horizontal rule, and Control save. Let's see. So again this section is also done now. Moving on to our third section, which is of work experience. So again we are going to include a level 3 heading which will display work experience, and below that you can see that there are 2 sections, date and work, and then so this is kind of a table, right? So date is a column and work is a column which has 2 rows, right? 2 rows which will display 2015 and CEO at Facebook. So let's try to achieve this kind of section. So for that what we are going to do is, first of all we are going to put a level 3 heading which will say work experience, and let's see if it is displayed. Yes, work experience is now displayed. Now let us add a table, right? So I'm going to create a table. In that table, for first of all we need 2 columns, right? So what I'm going to do is table data, basically I need 3 rows, one for the heading section and 2 rows for the content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 rows. So 3 rows are added. So when I'm saying 3 rows, what I mean is 1 row for data and work, other row for which is starting with 2015, and the third row which is starting with 2010. Now let's add the content or data in every row. So first row has date and work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include 2 table data, that is date, and another table data, that is work. I'm going to hit save, and let's see if it is displaying. Yes, data and work is displayed. Moving ahead, let us include this thing also, 2015 and CEO at Facebook. So in the second row I'm going to include this. 2015 and CEO at Facebook. So this is also done. Let's see how it is displayed. So 2015 and CEO at Facebook is also done. Again we want 2010 and software developer. So in the third row I am going to include this information, 2010 and software engineer, or 2010 and software developer. Okay, so again one more table data, software developer. Once this is done, we have this kind of table on our page also. One thing to note is the data and work here are bold, whereas in our case it is not bold because it is considering data and work as the normal row content, right? But we need to mention that it is a heading. So for that what we are going to do is we are going to include it under TH So instead of table data, I am going to include these two things in table head. So I am going to remove this table data tags. Control S. Let's see. Yes, date is there. Now add one more for the controls work. So this will say work. So in this way we have two things, date and work, and below that we have our content. So now again let's add a little bit of cell spacing to this table, so that will make it look good. So in the table I am going to add the cell spacing equals 10. So it is looking pretty good and what we want. So our this section of work experience is also done. Again we are going to need to add a horizontal rule. For that let's add that first. So we need table, I am going to add a horizontal rule, and now our these three sections is done. That is the introduction part, education part and work experience part. Now let's add this skill part, whereas in the skill section we need a heading, S3 heading for skills, and again a table where in the first column our technology will be displayed, and in the second column we need ratings. So let's get this part done first. So again I am going to include a table, and what I am going to include next is table data. I am going to have a table row first. In that I am going to have table data, and again one more table data, one for the technology name, which is like for example HTML, and now other for the smiley or the rating. So if you want to add a smiley, what you can do is you can hit control full stop. Okay, so you need to enter Windows and full stop. So when you will hit that, you can see several emojis, so you can add the emoji of your choice. So I am going to give 4-star or 5-star rating, and once this is done I am going to hit save, and I am going to see how my page is looking. So you can see HTML, and with 5 stars it is displaying, but we have forgot to add the heading. So let's add the heading first above the table. So H3, and let's see what we need in the heading. We need skills, right? So let's add skills, and let's see. So yes, it is displaying in this way, right? So for the remaining, let's add the remaining also, that is CSS, JavaScript, programming and gaming. So I'm going to control this, copy this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to change the names of the skills: CSS, let's put 3 here or 2. Then we have JavaScript, and let's keep it 4. Let's have programming, and one more for gaming. I'm going to put this for 3 star, and I'm going to hit save, and you can see our skills are now displayed. If you want, you can add the cell spacing. Let's add 10 pixel of cell spacing. So in the table, I'm going to again add cell spacing equals 10, and now you can see it is very much similar to what we want, right? Now again we need one more horizontal rule, so let's add that. So again I'm going to add a horizontal rule. Once this is done, our site will look something like this. Okay, so you can see a horizontal rule is there. Now what we need is, we need 3 links: hobbies, contacts and practice. So let's make 3 links first: hobbies, contacts and practice. So 3 anchor tags for 3 links. Now the first link should say hobbies, the second should say contacts, and the third should say practice. Let's see. So yes, you can see we have 3 links now, but on our page we have 3 links. We need them in different lines. So for that, what we are going to do is, we are going to add line break after each. So BR tag, a BR tag over here. What this will do is, this will display our content on separate lines. So you can see the content is now in separate lines. So now when I am selecting or clicking on a particular link, it is redirecting me to the home page or the actual page, that is index.html page, right? So what we need is, but in the actual page you can see that when I am clicking on hobbies page, it is going to a new page, and which has its own content. So what we are going to do is, we are going to achieve this now. So for that, what we need to do is, we need to create a new file called as hobbies.html. Now I have my file with the name hobbies.html. I am going to add the boilerplate here, and I am going to give it the title as hobbies. And in the body section, what I need is, I need a heading and 3 of the hobbies, right? So I am going to add a heading hobbies and 3 hobbies, right? Now you can see that these 3 hobbies are mentioned under a ordered list. So what I am going to do is, I am going to create an ordered list and 3 list items in that. And I am going to name the hobbies, right, which are programming, gaming and internet surfing. So programming, gaming and internet surfing. Once this is done, I am going to hit save, and I am going to visit my site once again. So at this point of time, you can see that when I click on it, again it is not redirecting me to that page. Why? Because till now we have not added the link to it, right? So in order to link that, what we need to do is, under this href section, we need to enter the file name, which is hobbies.html. So once that is done, and when I hit save, now it will redirect me to that page. So when I click on it, it is redirecting me to this page. Again, you can make these 3 a link. So how it is displaying on the actual site. So when I click on programming, it is taking me to a article of programming, that what is programming and so on. Similarly, when I click on gaming, it is taking me to a YouTube video of gaming, and in the same way, when I click on internet surfing, it is taking me to a blog of internet surfing. So let's quickly do this thing for for our site also. First of all, we need to make these things a link. So let's do that first. So in order to make it a link, I am going to put an anchor tag, and I am going to put this anchor tag in the 3 lines here and here. Now let's put the content which we need to make as link in between the anchor tags. So programming will come here, gaming will come here, and internet surfing will come here. Now these 3 are the links, and also we need to add the links to it, because at this point of time when I click on this link, it will not redirect me to anywhere because we have not yet added the links. So let's add the links quickly. So let's copy this link and let's include this in the programming section. So this links goes here. Let's bring the links for gaming and the other one, that is internet surfing also. So for gaming, let's see, we have the link for gaming also, and included this link here, and again we have the link for internet surfing. So let's copy this link and include that too. So I have all the 3 links. Now I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to see whether these links are directing me to my actual pages. Yes, so this is the redirecting me. This one is also directing me to the video, and again the third link is also directing me to the blog. So once this is done, this hobbies part is done now. The next thing that I need to make is contacts. So contacts is not done yet. So let's see what we need to do in the contacts section. So when I go to the contacts section, it should display some details like this. So it's basically at the starting point, it should basically have a new page. So let's create a new page first of all. In the similar way, I am going to create contacts.html. So I have another file, contacts.html. I am going to add the boilerplate. This page will be contacts. In the body section, I am going to have a heading h3, which would say contact details. So contact details. Once this is done, I am going to hit save, and let's add these 3 details also, which is contact number, email and address. So all of this will come under unordered list. 3 list items will be there. So contact number, email and address. Contact number, email and address. Let's put the dummy information here, ABC colony. Email should be somewhat b@gmail.com, and our contact number would be some dummy contact number. Okay, so let's hit save, and let's now link it to our first initial page, which was contacts. So here I would mention the file name, which is contacts.html, and now when I will go back to my site and when I click on contacts, it will take me to this page, right? So you can see we have attained similar kind of structure. Now we want a horizontal rule first of all, and then this kind of form. So for that, let's go back to our contacts.html page. I am going to add a horizontal rule. Once the horizontal rule is added, I am going to add forms. So in order to attain a structure like this, we need a form. Okay, so before that, you can see there is a horizontal rule which we have not added yet. So let's add that first, and after that let's add the form section, right? So we have this form now. So let's try to achieve this structure now. So first of all, you can see that there is text your name, right? So how to add that? So we are going to make use of form tag. Form. Now inside form there are multiple things that we can attach. We can attach a label, and then we have something called as input, right? So inside the label we can basically have the text that we need. So your name is the text that we are needed on our website, so I will add your name and this. And once this is done, in the input type I'm going to keep it as text, because I want a text box for input. When I click on save and when I visit my site, you can see a similar kind of input field with the text is displayed, right? The next thing that we need is your email. Let's achieve a similar thing now. So label, and the label will say your email. Once this is done, your email, and after that we need a text box for inputting the email. So input, now this time the type should be email because we need a email as an input, right? And once this is done, let's hit save and check. Yes, email. Now we need them in different lines, so let's add a line break. So both of them are okay. So I have added a line break at the wrong position. I'm going to put it here. So you can see your name and email are now done. The next thing that we need is your message. So for your message, what we are going to do is, again we are going to put the label which will say your message, and then okay, so just a minute. So this is done. Let's see if it is displayed. Yes, let's give a line break. So your message is done now. Now we need a text box for getting a message. Usually for a text box we don't use simple input text. We make use of something else. Let's see that now. Now we are going to add text area. So in the text area we are going, it already has 30 columns and 10 rows. So when I click on save, you can see a text area will be displayed on our screen, right? This kind of text area. Now you can see that this text area by default has some number of lines and some number of rows which are mentioned here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the number of rows to 5 and hit on save. So you can see the structure is now has decreased. So it is looking good as of now. So what we want is, we want the new your message text first, and then in the next line we want the text area. So for that what we are going to do is we are going to put a line break over here. So you can see this is done. Now the last thing, we need a submit button for this. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm again going to take an input button or an input which will be of type submit. So once this is done, our page will look exactly the same. One break needs to be done here, and this is the structure that we have obtained. Now before moving ahead, till now what we have done is we have made the front end, right? But let me show you the functionality too. For example, if I enter the name as AB and I enter my email as a@gmail.com, and when I enter my message as something called as ABC, and when I click on submit, what it will do is it will open a mailbox and enter my details over here, right? You can see. So in order to achieve this functionality, we need to do some additional steps. So let's do that first. So in the form we will put some details like method. Now we have added three attributes in the form tag, that is action, mail to, you can enter your mail ID, whatever it may be, like ABC or any mail ID you can mention. Then the method is post, and encoding type is text or plain. Then you need to add the names, that is name for your inputs, so that will be displayed in your text message. So I'm going to add your name as the name for it, and for the email I'm going to add name as your email, and similarly Okay, so these two are the details that we needed. Similarly, for the text area, I'll add the name as your text. Now when I click on save, let's see whether we have attained this functionality or not. So let's type something. When I click on submit, it is opening the mailbox and it is also displaying the information which I have entered, right? So this is how the form works, right? Now when I hit refresh, that data will not be displayed and the page is refreshed. Now again when I put the data and when I click on submit, it will open the mailbox. Why it is opening the mailbox? Because I have entered mail to, and in the mail to section whose email ID I have mentioned, the mail will be sent to that person, right? And the method is post type and the encoding type is text or plain, which means that whatever we have mentioned in the text name, it will be taken as a text only. Whatever we have mentioned in the name attribute, that will be considered as text, and accordingly it will draft a mail for us. So this was for the body of the so we have achieved entire structure for our contact details. Now let's go back and see what was left. So we have done hobbies page also, we have covered contacts page also. Now the last thing that is remaining is this practice. So this practice is nothing but for your practice to do. So in this practice, what we have done is we have basically created a new page called as practice, and there we have created different forms, right? Different structures that are present in forms. First of all, this is an input type of text. This is a input type which takes text. This is the submit button. This is file picker option. This is date picker option. This is a checkbox, or you can say a bullet checkbox, and this is a range one. So what you have to do is, in the way we have created these kind of forms details, the input text area and the text area, you have to create such kind of practice page. So if you are not able to do, you can see the solution ahead. Now we are going to see how we are going to achieve this solution. So first of all, what we need to do is we are going to create a page called as practice.html. So once we have created this page, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the boilerplate. I'm simply going to name the type, give it a title as practice. Once this is done, I'm going to give it a heading of practice, and now I'm going to start with my assignment, which is I have to create an input of type text. I'm going to click on save. I also have to create a link to it. So in the href section of the index.html, I'm going to put practice.html, and now let's visit our site. Let's click on this practice button. Okay, so when I'm clicking on practice, it is taking me to this page, right? So you can see we have achieved this text box. Now let's create a button. So again, let's go to this contact.html. No, we were on practice.html. So let's create a button. So I'm going to create an input with the type as submit. So this will create a button for me, and I'm going to put a line break in between them so that both of them will be printed in a new line. So you can see we have button 2. Now the next is file picker, right? So for that, the attribute name is file. So let's first of all put a break, and let's enter the input. So and then the type will be file, and let's hit save so that we will have a file picker now. Once we have a file picker, then the next thing that we need is date picker. So for that, again, let's put a line break, and moving on to the next, let's put the input, and in this we are going to put the type as date and hit save. So you can see we also have got a date picker. Once we have a date picker, the next thing that we need is a radio button. So let's try to achieve this. So let's put a line break, and let's put the input tag in which the type would be radio. So this will create a radio button for us on the screen. So you can see we have a radio button now. And the last thing that we need is a range selector. So for that, again, we are going to select input, and this will type will be the range, right? And now we are going to put a break also because we need everything in different lines. And I'm going to click save. So we have our range picker 2 with us. So you can see this is our site. So we have range picker with us. So now you can see the structure is exactly similar to what we needed. So this was your practice assignment. Now let's go back to our initial site and let's see whether we have achieved what we wanted or not. So initially you can see that we needed a photo, we have a picture, then we needed the name, and then we needed the role, and after that we need brief introduction. So this was the first section that we needed. Then after that we had the education section where we needed an ordered list and the educations mentioned there. So we have achieved that too. The third section was work experience. We had created a work experience along with the table. So that was done too. Now after that we had done was we have created the section for skills. In that we have mentioned the skills along with the ratings. So once that was done, we created 3 links which were named as hobbies, contacts and practice. So 3 links we have created, and when we clicked on hobbies, it redirected us to the next page, that is this page. And after that what we had done was we created a contacts page. So this was the actual site that we needed to build, and this is the one that we created. So these are exactly similar. Okay, so I need to click on contacts, right? So you can see the sites are exactly similar what we needed to create, and finally we have seen a practice assignment thing, and that was also done. Now you can see that we have developed our entire site, but this site is only accessible to us only because the location of this site is local to our system, but it is not accessible to anyone. If you will share this link with someone else, this site will not be accessible to that person. So what should we do in order to share our site with others? Because we want that whatever the work that we have done, we want to showcase it to others, right? So in order to do that, we need to host our site somewhere. So let's now understand how to host our site. So for that, in order to host our site, we are going to make use of GitHub. So let's see now how we are going to host our site on GitHub. So first of all, you need to log into github.com, and if you have not created any of your account, so please create your account first and then log into your account. Once you have logged into your account, what you are going to do is you are going to create a new repository from here. So you are going to click on new repository. Once that is done, you are going to give your repository a name. So I am going to name it as CV, and if you want you can put your description. If not, it is an optional field. You need to keep it as public so that whenever you will share the link, it will be displayed to others. Click on this checkbox, add a readme file. So this will add an initial file to your repository, and once this is done, click on create repository. So this is now creating our repository on GitHub. So you can see that the repository with the name CV is already created now. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add our files to this repository. So for that, what you need to do is you are going to click on add file, then you are going to click on upload files. For that, you need to select your files that you have created on the desktop. So for that, what you are going to do is you are going to go to your folder which was HTML resume, and you are going to select all the files that we have created, and then you are going to bring it here, right? So once that is done, you can see that all the files are getting uploaded. So all the files are now uploaded. You are going to click on commit change, but before that, if you need, you can add all the other remaining files also, but make sure that your initial file is having the name as index.html and your paths are properly mentioned in your code, because if you write image.png, it will not open because the directory is image, and after that in that images folder we have image.png. So keeping that in mind, we will commit the changes now. So our changes are getting committed. You can see that we have committed our changes now. Now the next thing is we need a link in order to host this. Now how are we going to host this? So simply we are going to click on settings, and then we are going to go on pages. Then here in the branch you can see that it is saying main or none. So you are going to click on main, and then you are going to save it, and this will now generate a link for you so that your site will be hosted. Okay, so it will take some time, so I will show you how the link will look like. So now you can see that after some time, when you will refresh the page, you will see the link for your site here, and when you will click on this site, your site is hosted. Now when you will share this link with anyone, that person can access your site, and that person can have a look at your work, what you have done. So you can see that entire site is exactly similar. Even when we click on these pages, they will be accessible. Why? Because we have added the files as such so that it will be visible to everyone. Always make sure that you give naming properly to your files, so that, and the path is mentioned properly, so that you will not have any problem in mentioning your or accessing your files. So with this, we have covered entire and all the topics that are needed for us in order to understand HTML. With this, we come end of this video, and in the next video we will see about working with CSS. Thanks for watching.